Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ox Cord podcast presented by Boot Crew Media and sponsored by Maker's Mark. I am your host, Cruz Oxenrider. As always, joined by the co-host, Nick Perkins, and making a camera debut, the guy usually in the cave, Wyatt on the screen. Wyatt, what's good, buddy? Welcome on.
Appreciate it. Feels good to finally be out of the cave.
Yeah, in the cave. Bond is doing grad school things, and we'll just let him continue on doing that. So week 3 of college football, our picks. Week 2 of NFL going on. We got some good matchups this week in the NFL. College, not so much. The college is a little watered down this week, but we still got some matchups we want to touch on. Let's go ahead and start with college football. And I want to start with the SEC. I want to start with Georgia going to Columbia, South Carolina, to take on the Gamecocks, Nick's favorite team in the SEC East. It's out there versus Stetson Bennett. All right, guys, I know that South Carolina is a cool story, and we kind of think like, hey, like Beamer's really cool, but this is going to be a slaughtering.
No, they're covering 20. It's 24 and a half. Are you kidding me? That's so many points.
I watched what Arkansas did to South Carolina, and it was disgusting. That was my lock of the week last week, and I was 100% right. I think it's going to be along the same thing. I think Georgia wins this game easily. I think this game's over in the second quarter, Nick. This is
like another Oregon game. They just put up 50.
I think this game's going to be around the lines of like 49-17.
Let's remember that this game is in South Carolina. I think it's a night kick, so that stadium's gonna be rocking. That's a tough place to go and play. This is their Super Bowl, right? So like they're gonna be playing hard, and you gotta. Obviously you want to go into Arkansas and knock off that team. That's a big game for you, but this is kind of South Carolina's make or break game this season. This and Clemson at the end of the year.
It's an 11 a.m. kickoff.
Oh,
actually
that's kind of rough. That's rough for Georgia. That's an early kick on the road at a hostile environment. It happened to Alabama with Texas last week.
DraftKings has it at -25.
Plus 25 is easy money. Easy.
I don't know if it's easy.
25.
Easy.
That's a big spread.
That's so big for an SEC. They're still SEC, man. I get Georgia's the better team, and they're going to win the game. Absolutely, no doubt. And they're going to win it easily. It's not even going to be close. But they're going to cover 25. That's still SEC talent on the other side of the field.
No, Nick, you talked me into it. I'm going Georgia with the win, but I'm taking South Carolina plus 25.
Let's go. Ride with the boys. Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
And then
that's so many points, dude. If it was like 17, 18, I might not even touch it. 25 is crazy. Yes. That's saying like, I don't know.
I do have a parlay that I'll go over, and it is a 12-leg parlay, Nick. 12 legs. And it is going to hit every game. I only did money lines too.
Do you remember the parlay I sent you like last week, 2 weeks ago? It was Notre Dame was the one that messed it up. I had the same thing as you. I had like 6 or 7 legs and Notre Dame messed it up for me.
So I have 12 legs on it. I'll read it at the end of the show because it's a doozy.
I'm taking it with you. I don't care. I'm doing it with you.
There you go. I have 100 down on it. We're gonna do it. All right. So I'm gonna go Georgia wins. I will say South Carolina covers plus 25. Wyatt, what are you feeling on this?
Georgia is really the best program in the country currently. I know we hype up Alabama, but they got a lot to figure out. I think Georgia's the best program in the country. South Carolina doesn't have a first-round corner to pick off their Georgia quarterback. I'm going to take Georgia to cover.
Pick and a half. Pick and a half going against the boys.
It's a lot.
Why you're coming in and you're already making enemies of the hosts. All right, that's not a good idea.
Dude, why is coming in right now?
I'm going to come in and just like Tennessee's winning the national championship here.
Look, that was the last time you were brought on for actual on-camera work, and that was the last time, and that was like 5 months ago. So.
That was April or March, So,
Ryan, if it makes you feel any better, I picked Utah to go to the playoffs, and they lost in week 1, so it's okay.
Are you not a believer? Haven't you been talking to me this whole time? Utah's going to run the table now and beat USC by 50.
They are, and NC State's gonna win the ACC too.
Lord Almighty.
I know.
God help you, son.
God help me, I know. All right, me and Nick are on the same page. South Carolina covers, Georgia wins. Wyatt on the complete opposite side. So I want to touch on this game because I think this is actually going to be one of the more entertaining games of the day. And I feel like this game has trap voodoo magic all over it. Penn State going to Auburn. Auburn Jesus, man. It is scary. There's something about it. There's rumors of an orange out, whatever the hell that means. I think Auburn might break out some orange jerseys, and I don't know what to expect out of this. It's a weird game. But I like it. It's a cool out of conference matchup. I know these guys played last year, but it's a CBS game, and Auburn is the home team. It's a 2:30 kickoff. Home and as we're watching the NFL on Thursday night at Amazon Prime, Justin Herbert throws a pick six in the end zone.
That's unbelievable. That's what I was just watching.
24-17 Chiefs. What a terrible throw. I think Justin Herbert is.
Look, I'm just saying live right now, I'm getting cooked on Twitter right now for saying Justin Herbert is mid.
He is mid.
I don't know why that's such a hot take. Like, I just side note, just like weird tangent, 2.5 minutes. I swear. He is really like just okay at everything. He doesn't have a bad quality about him, but he's not just outstanding at anything. So I don't know why people are saying this guy's MVP talent. I don't get that. But I'm getting cooked on Twitter right now just for saying that. It's so dumb.
No, I think he's talented, and I think he's team wise and skill wise, like he's there, but he's not. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. To me,
no, not to me either.
Definitely not.
I would take Josh Allen. I would take Patrick Mahomes. I'd take Aaron Rodgers. I'd take Tom Brady. I'd take Russell Wilson. I would take Lamar Jackson. I'd take Joe Burrow.
After that pick six, I'd take Tua over him.
Would you take Joe Burrow after the 5 turnover day?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's never going to play that bad ever again.
You know why? Because that was an anomaly, and
that will never happen again. Yeah.
And then he also led his team back to get in the overtime after still 5 turnovers. But anyways, went on a little bit of a tangent there. Auburn Jesus I think is going to show its ugly face this weekend against Penn State. This game has just upset written all over it, Nick. It really does.
Oh yeah.
I don't
But man in the suit time, are we overthinking it? Is this too obvious? That's
what
I like.
So I'm gonna go Penn State wins and Penn State covers -3.
Yeah.
But I think this game is gonna come down to late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I think Auburn is gonna run Tank Bigsby. I think Tank gets around 25-30 carries. He's gonna have $150, maybe 2 touchdowns. I think this game hits the under at 47.5. I'm taking the under. I'm taking Penn State -3. I think this game's really close. I think it's going to be a fun slobber knocker of a game, though.
I like that. I don't hate that pick, and it's one of those to me that is almost a pick 'em. Obviously, you get 3 points for being like the home team. So to me, this game is a lot closer than what the line is really saying. But I'm going to take Auburn at home. I think they actually win this game outright.
Wow.
And that's with me saying all of the shit about Brian Harsin over the offseason. I don't think he's that good of a coach. I don't think Auburn's very good this year. But having said that, Jordan Hare at home, I mean, it's almost you got to work against God to get in there and go in there and get a win. So, and Penn State really hasn't impressed me at all this year. I don't expect them to really play well on the road either. So I'm going to go with Auburn and the points. Like, go ahead and give them to me. But I think Auburn wins this game outright.
Okay. All right. We're on different sides there. I like that. All right, Nick with the shot, man. I give you that.
All right, what you got?
Why you're the tiebreaker here?
All right. Penn State really struggled with Purdue. Fair statement, right?
Juan's Big Ten champion pick, by the way.
Really struggled with Purdue. Did we watch Auburn and San Jose State last week?
I struggled just as bad.
I was a little drunk in Austin, so no.
There was a very solid chance there that a lot of people thought San Jose State was pulling off that upset.
Very true. Very true.
I think Auburn Jesus rears its ugly head. A lot of people get really pissed off, and Penn State overcomes it.
Yeah,
Penn
really.
State covers.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. See, this just oozes that feeling like, oh, Auburn's down in the fourth quarter. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. Yay, yay, yay! And then they somehow win the game in the end, and it's like, what the hell happened? It's like that. It just feels like one of those. So
Cruz had the perfect way to describe it. Just a slobber knocker of a game.
yeah, the
That's
under
probably
I think is a really good bet. No kidding. I
Yeah.
think that's a good bet.
I don't trust Sean Clifford to hit over the top very well. And Auburn's going to just shove Tank Bigsby down their throat.
Yeah, the running game is going to be important for Auburn this game, and like it is for every game. If they can sustain drives and keep the chains moving and draw out these 11, 12, 13 play drives that take 5-6 minutes off the clock, Auburn might win. Auburn will win this game outright if they do that, and the under's definitely hitting because Penn State can't throw the ball for anything. Like they just can't, and that's 5-star talent that they got on the other side of the ball at Auburn. So it's gonna be a fun game to watch for sure. If you like defense, watch this game.
I think this is going to be a fast game. I think this game is going to be like we're going to look and it's like the fourth quarter and like how the hell did this game already is in the fourth?
Yeah,
I think it's going to be one of those games.
As long as Tank Bigsby doesn't dip out of bounds, Auburn will be fine.
Yeah,
I think it would be. I think this game will define a lot for these teams because one, if Auburn is 3-0 going in the SEC play, when we expected Auburn to kind of be a 6-win team this year, that's kind of a big momentum shift. And Penn State, they're getting ready to go into Big Ten play. And after watching them, I wouldn't pick them over Ohio State, Michigan, or Michigan State. I wouldn't pick them over any of them. So if they can go into Auburn, get a big non-road win or non-conference win on the road, I think this would be really big for them. So I think this game is really important for both of these teams' season. And it's going to be a CBS kickoff, which is the first CBS kickoff of the year. So I'm excited for it.
Is that 2:30 kick or no? Yeah, 2:30 kick for them. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be warm. It'll be a fun night game in Jordan-Hare. Maybe the sun will sink down a little early.
2:30 kickoff.
Yeah, no. So fourth quarter will be a little bit like at dusk. Like it won't be just blazing hot outside, which will be good. But big game for Brian Harsin, man. This is like his career at Auburn. If they can go 3-0, yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah, both sides of the ball because Penn State really hasn't performed super well in recent years either. So
yeah,
and they really expected that team to be competing for championships up there with James Franklin. So.
Absolutely. So let's touch on our team, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Bit of a revenge game if you want to kind of swing it that way. Going up against Louisiana Monroe, we all remember Louisiana Monroe.
That quarterback looks like he's 120 pounds. He's showing a picture of it right now. He's so small.
Very small, man. But, I mean, honestly, Bryce isn't that big. Bryce looks jacked in that photo.
No, his arms are huge. His freaking biceps the size of my head. Look at that.
Yeah, so a little bit of a revenge game. Everyone remembers that ULM beat Nick Saban in Alabama in Tuscaloosa in 2007 and then sparked the most angry, vengeance, joyless-filled dynasty we've ever seen. And so 3 o'clock kickoff. Alabama's favored by 49.5. It's absolutely unreal. There's a lot to take away from this game. I think that I want to see how Alabama performs after narrowly escaping Texas. I feel bad for ULM because this team got absolutely worked in practice this week, and I think there's a lot of eyes that's going to be on them to expect to beat an opponent that you're paying a lot of money to come up in there and beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily the case anymore. We look what happened at Texas A&M last week and Marshall last week, and they paid these schools $1.5 million in Appalachian State and Marshall, and they lost. And I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but I'm just saying like any given Saturday, it can happen. It happened in 2007, and it's happening now in 2022. With that being said, I think Alabama wins this game easy. I am not going to say they cover, though. I am actually taking ULM plus 49.5. I think 49.5 is absurd. And I feel like we're going to pull the starters very early in this game. I expect to see a lot of Jalen, some Ty, and I think we get ready for SEC play next week against Vanderbilt.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to disagree with you there, but this is one of those games where it's like perfect locker room fuel for Nick Saban. I mean, he can point to those Appalachian State and those Marshalls. He can say, those teams are, just as good as you. And, they went in there and got beat by a team like this. And I don't know if you guys remember, you didn't play too well against Texas. You know what I mean? And all these guys that are so used to, being told that they're so good, playing in high school or whatever, or even like the fan base telling them how good they are. They got humbled a little bit at Texas last week. And somebody put it out somebody put out and said, you don't win a championship without a game like that at Texas. And it's more of a reason because the coaching staff can look at them and say, if you take your foot off the gas, the team's going to come in there and beat you. So, and I think, this is a perfect opportunity for Alabama to go in there and show who Alabama is. I think they feel probably disrespected losing the first overall spot to Georgia. So it's going to be an interesting one. 49.5 is absurd, but I think this is just one of those games where Alabama scores 56 points, doesn't let the team cross the 50. It's just one of those games where it's just going to be a bloodbath. So actually, I'm going to take Alabama minus 49.5 here.
I mean, yeah, it's tough not to want to take them. I just think that I don't know. I just think it's a little bit too much. By the way, shout out to Bryce Young for getting an endorsement deal, NIL deal with Beat headphones. And
yeah,
also,
that was really cool.
And then also gifting headphones to his teammates. What a great guy.
This guy is going to make more money his junior year of college than he will in his rookie year of the NFL. That's how many sponsorships this guy has. It's crazy.
I wonder if these sponsorships are going to carry over to the NFL. Like, I wonder if it's just through college, and then, like, once he gets to the pro, he has to redo a new contract.
I'll bet you $1 if they're smart. All of these companies are coming in trying to buy him, quote unquote, for like a 3 or 4 year deal while he's still in college. Like, buy him when he's cheap, because like when he's a superstar in the NFL, he's going to be really expensive, right?
I mean, yeah, that would make the most sense, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, so Wyatt, what are you feeling here? You're the tiebreaker.
I'm constantly the tiebreaker here. It seems like
Me and Cruz don't agree a lot. Have you not watched?
That's what it sounds like.
I mean,
I think the Alabama defense is going to get back on track. They gave up way too much at Texas. Henry To'oTo'o even tweeted out after the game, like, that wasn't me. I'll play better next time.
I didn't even play better.
I think Bryce goes for 5 touchdowns, 100 yards rushing. And I think Alabama, it's very Utah State-esque. This game will be just like 55-0. We'll score 55 midway through the third and won't score again, but I still think we cover.
49.5?
49.5.
Yeah, I mean, this game just like stinks of like 56-3 or like,
Yeah.
I mean, I could see 52-3, in which case, we don't cover at that point. But yeah, I mean, this is just, defense is going to show out, man. They got embarrassed at Texas last week.
The Fun Belt has had a really nice week last week. I think the party stops when they roll into Tuscaloosa.
Agreed.
All right. Well, I guess I'm the odd man out, but I'm okay with it. So one game, I actually don't quite understand this point spread at all, and that's Oregon BYU. This game to me, I don't even think this game's going to be close. Oregon is a 3.5 point favorite at Eugene against BYU, a BYU team that just beat number 9 Baylor in double overtime. Oregon, who got waxed by Georgia. And then they go the next week and then they play, a scrub team. I don't understand the spread. I have BYU at plus 3.5. I don't even think this game's close. I think BYU runs away with this game. They have a better quarterback. I think their defense is better. I think their coach is better. Yeah, I don't understand this. There's no way that you can go and beat the number 9 team in the country in Baylor last week in a crazy double overtime game and not be favored against an Oregon team that got embarrassed on national TV against a Georgia team, and made Stetson Bennett look like Vanilla Vic out there. I think it's ridiculous. So yeah, give me BYU plus 3.5, and I'm also taking money line on this as well.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I don't get this line either. I mean, I kind of maybe understood them, like the Baylor game. I thought they had a really good matchup in that game. But this one really doesn't make any sense to me because I think they have equally as good of a matchup, but the spread just doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, I'm with you on it. I agree with you. I think 3.5 is crazy. Just give me the points, like if you're going to give them to me for free. But I think BYU wins this game outright, and it's not close. I think Vegas just does not know what to do with this BYU team because they didn't expect them to be this good. Because that's a sneaky, sneaky good team. I really like their quarterback there, and they can establish a run, and their defense can really hang with anybody on the field.
Yeah, it's funny. I look, BYU plays Arkansas this year too, in the middle of the season.
What a crazy difficult schedule they did.
I know, right?
I mean, that's nuts.
I mean, to do that, but I mean, like BYU is independent, so like this is what they do.
Yeah.
So, there's also a DraftKings Sportsbook app that you can do that will Jaron Hall have more passing yards than Bo Nix? Clearly, yes,
Yeah,
he should.
100%.
Yeah, passing touchdowns, yes, he should. Basically anything Bo Nix is going against, take the opposite player.
Dude cannot ball. Dude cannot play. I don't know what.
Ball is not light. Neither is fatherhood for him.
No,
yeah.
He's not a good father, not a good quarterback.
Yeah. So, all right, Wyatt, what are you feeling on this?
BYU walked into Baylor last week and upset them without their top 2 pass catchers. I don't know why the line is favoring Oregon, but we're going BYU here. It's
a clean sweep.
Clean sweep. BYU is
just one of those games where it's just too obvious. And if you go the opposite way and you're right, you look like a genius. But I'm taking the safe route. I don't want to risk it on this one because I think BYU can honestly win by 20 if they want to.
Yeah,
I think so too. All right, and then our last game of the college spread that we have for this week, Miami traveling to Texas A&M to take on the Texas A&M Aggies. The Aggies lost last week to Appalachian State. Not really relevant. I just like mentioning it as much as possible. And Miami is 2-0. They have played, couple of cupcake teams, but this Miami team looks for real. Tyler Van Dyke, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, going up against Haynes King, the guy who has a worse throwing motion than, well, I'm not going to say his name, but you know where I'm going with this. So I like this game. I think this is actually going to be a really fun game. It's in College Station. It's a night game. I think this game has a lot of hype going around it. But Justin Herbert, by the way, is down and is hurt.
Oh Lord!
Oh no!
He's not getting up. It looks like that is something serious. That is not good. Hopefully, he's okay.
Oh damn, man! His legs kind of caught up from under him right there. Oh no, it's his rib. Tough. Brutal.
Yeah, that looks rough. Ooh, that looks rough. Anyways, Miami is a 6-point underdog to the Aggies. The line is set at 44.5. I'm going Miami, and I'm taking Miami to cover. I'm also taking Miami to win this game. I think Miami is a better team. I think Mario Cristobal is a better coach than Jimbo Fisher. I think Miami right now is a better program than A&M at this moment in time. I think Texas A&M is the most overrated team in the country. I've said this since the beginning of the season. I think they are at best a 7-5, 6-6 team. I think last week proved that they are just not that team up front. I think Miami's defense is vastly underrated and can fly to the football.
Yeah.
I think Miami wins this game, and I think Texas A&M boosters are going to have to start looking. It's like, hey, is beating Alabama once every 9 years really worth it when we're spending this kind of money? And they're just going to have to come to a decision. I mean, congratulations, you're the preseason national champions every year, but when you guys are 8-4 and playing in the Capital One Bowl, is it really worth it?
Yeah, no, this I don't. What you say the spread was on this game?
It's A&M -6. I'm going Miami.
I don't get that. That's another just weird one to me.
So it's a coin flip game. It's only because it's at home.
But I just think this A&M program has so many question marks right now. I think Haynes King. I mean, Jimbo Fisher came out in his press conference this week saying that's pretty much an open position. They're trying different things, trying different formations, trying to get this offense in the roll. I mean, we called it on the previous show talking about that A&M Appalachian State game, and they just can't get in the red zone. Like they've been to the red zone one time in this season. So, and that's just unacceptable for a program like A&M. And I think it's verging on a little bit of a systemic issue at A&M. I mean, all the way up to the head coaching job. Contrary to popular belief, I don't think Jimbo Fisher is necessarily a bad coach. I think he's probably a top 10 coach in the country.
He is.
But I think he just got a little bit too big for his ego in the offseason, and that just kind of showed a little bit. And I think, yeah, I mean, this A&M team just has some issues. And that Miami defense, you call it, they're flying around the field. They're massively athletic. I think they're going to be able to really just give this A&M offense fits. The spread is 6. I just don't even understand that. I think Miami wins this game outright on the road.
All right, Wyatt.
Jimbo Fisher is losing this locker room. Did you guys see the video of Denver Harris drag racing in the park?
I did see that. Yeah, it was crazy.
It's just insane. Fisher's losing this locker room. He's having an open QB battle between a former LSU backup and a guy with one of the worst throwing motions I've ever seen. I've got Miami outright. Plus, who doesn't love a good Dyke?
Well done.
Wow. I was like, whoa.
Well done, Wyatt.
Okay.
Well
Can you
done.
say that? Can you say Dyke? Is that okay? Is that an okay thing to say? I think it is, right?
I'll let you know at the sponsorship meeting.
There you go. Fair enough.
Tyler Van Dyke. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Okay.
Spread on this game is +4, by the way, on this Chargers Kansas City game, and I'm somehow going to lose that after them being up 10-0. I don't know what is up with my teams and blowing leads early, but I'm getting killed.
Well, here's the thing: your first mistake, Justin Herbert down again. He's getting walloped,
just getting worked out there.
Look, I will never bet on the Chargers. I think the Chargers are. I think they're the West Coast Falcons. And when I say by that, I think that these teams they have all this hype coming into the season. They build up these leads. Like, for example, in 2020, the Chargers were up 17-0 against the Saints against a washed up Drew Brees and in a COVID year, and the New Orleans Saints still came back from 17 down to beat them. They've come back they've given them multiple leads, and Justin Herbert is like he's just trying to give this game away right now. And I think the Chargers are their choke artists. And I think that is 100% true. Go back and look at these games. Like, how can you call yourself one of the best teams in the AFC when you're relying on a tie to get you into the playoffs? I want you to really think about that. So and Nick, I'm not trying to throw a shot at the Falcons. I'm just saying, like, that's a good.
I was going to say that was a little bit. That was kind of messed up what you just did there, but I'll take it. It's fine. But I mean, yeah, I think that's analysis is honestly straight up on point. Like they're good enough to find themselves with leads, and then they can't finish it off. I don't know. Yeah. It's just I don't know if it's coaching or if it's coaching, they just can't finish. Like just can't finish.
Coaching, and I think it's a curse. So
Sorry, Cruz, about that. We just talked about the Chargers at the college level. They're Texas A&M. They are on paper champions every preseason.
Yeah.
And blow leads and whiff. And like you said, they're relying on ties to make the playoffs.
100%. But you know who's not relying on ties to make the playoffs? Me, when I use the DraftKings Sportsbook. NFL action is in full swing here at DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. We're talking touchdowns, big plays, and even bigger wins. New customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win. You get $200 in free bets. And when I say that, Clyde Edwards-Helaire running down the sideline, $200 in free bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code BOOT, that's BOOT, to get $200 in free bets if your team wins when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's code BOOT, BOOT, only at DraftKings Sportsbook app, the official sponsor of the Ox Cord podcast and official sports betting partner of the NFL. The major successfully required.
Well, I don't know why I'm so good. Did you bet on this game, Cruz, or no?
No.
You take anything?
No.
Personal foul, face mask, awesome, fun. That's a really fun thing for me. +4, man. I'm just getting killed out here. I'm getting worked.
Dude,
I'm so cold.
Stop betting on the Chargers. Stop betting against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Like,
okay, would you have taken Kansas City -4 in this game? Like, if you were going to bet it?
Yes. 100%. I don't trust the Chargers.
I feel like I'm overthinking things because I'm like, Kansas City -4. They're going to definitely do that.
I don't trust the Chargers,
Ugh.
and they don't have Keenan Allen, and I like Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid over Justin Herbert and whoever the coach of LA is now.
Yeah.
Well, fair.
You
Okay.
know you're like mediocre, irrelevant level when no one even knows who your head coach is.
Yeah, I don't even really know who their head coach is.
All right, now let us move on to the NFL Week 2 segment of this. I'm excited. There's some good matchups in Week 2.
Is there? I don't like my matchup. I don't like my matchup at all.
Well, you know
I
what,
love mine.
Nick, let's speak of your matchup right now. Let's go. Atlanta taking on the defending Super Bowl champions and 0-1 Los Angeles Rams. Aaron Donald looks very angry, and he's going up against Marcus Mariota. Look, Nick, I told you this, man. I was very impressed with what I saw from the Atlanta Falcons last week. I thought Marcus Mariota played very well. We did not expect a lot from him, but I thought him and Cordell Patterson and Drake London played fantastic. Kyle Pitts, a little bit of a disappointment last week, but I expect him to have a better game. The Bills shredded the Rams offense and defense. It's kind of it kind of could be a trap game a little bit, but I'm taking LA. Come on, I am. But guess what, Nick? I am taking the Atlanta Falcons to cover +10.
Oh, yeah. No, I think 10.5 is 10.5, whatever you got on DraftKings right now is I think that's free money. Honestly, I like Atlanta to keep it close. We always play up and down to competition. It happened. I mean, New Orleans Saints, as much as I hate to admit it, it's a good team this year. And we played up to competition against them in week 1. And, we see how it went. Like, we probably should have won that game, So it's just one of those where I think we keep on a high note. I think Marcus Mariota and everybody, they come back and they have a really big week 2. 10.5 is a lot of points at home. And I don't necessarily think the Rams are like that great. I think their offensive line is a little bit questionable. Buffalo Bills have a really, really good defense. Their defensive line is really good, but they were able to really get pressure on Matthew Stafford, who is, I think, 35 years old. He's not going to be able to move around in the pocket like he used to. So I like Atlanta to be able to get pressure, and I like us to be able to move the ball a little bit on this Rams defense. With Marcus Mariota being a little bit of a mobile quarterback and be able to find people in open space. So Falcons +10. I love it. Me and you riding.
Are you going to take the Falcons to win this game?
No, I think we lose this game by, 5 to 7 or 8. Like I think it's, not really close in the fourth quarter. We might get like a late garbage time touchdown to cover, but I say that, and we're going to go in there and upset them, and then I'm going to have to come back and eat my words. So I'm actually going to go on the opposite of that. I think, I'm going to take a money line just so I don't have to eat my words later if we do win.
Wow. Okay.
Give me the Falcons money line all day. Come on.
All right, Wyatt, you're the tiebreaker, bud.
Falcons are going to keep it close, but did y'all not see how big and how mad Aaron Donald looked in that picture that I just popped up on that graphic?
He did look pretty mean. I'm not going to lie.
That man's going to eat Marcus Mariota alive. But so I'm going to take the Rams to win, but I will take the Falcons to cover just because, like you said, the Falcons play up to their competition and play down to their competition. I think they're going to target Kyle Pitts and Drake London pretty consistently, and Jalen Ramsey's just burnt toast at this point.
Toast.
Gave up a perfect passer rating last week.
Isn't he out for the season? He's out for the season, isn't it? Jalen Ramsey?
No, that's Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams is out for the season.
Jamal Adams is out.
Cool.
All right, so we talked about Nick's team. Let's talk about Wyatt's team. Bears versus Packers. Aaron Rodgers' child, basically. Justin Fields versus the MVP. I mean, look, let's just say what happened last week. The Packers got flat out embarrassed by the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins basically laid his on the table. Look at me, I'm a dad. Deal with it. And then Justin Jefferson decided to eat. This game, like, I don't think people should overthink this game. I think the Packers win, and I think they cover easy. I think it's 9.5. Aaron Rodgers historically has owned the Green Bay or the Chicago Bears when he's been in Green Bay. I don't think Chicago is a good team. I think they got lucky playing in a complete monsoon against a quarterback and Trey Lance. You can't really throw the football. I like Green Bay to win. I like Green Bay to cover at 9.5. I think the MVP gets back on track. Like if you remember last year, the Saints beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers 38-3, and then they went on to win the MVP and go to the playoffs. I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is never going to play that bad again, like he did last week. I say that, and then he really wasn't even the guy that played bad. He's stuck it where his receivers needed, but they just couldn't catch the ball. Just had no help out there. And I think after that first drive where that rookie dropped a wide open touchdown, I think this offense was just deflated the entire game. Credit to the Minnesota Vikings because I think they're actually a pretty good team this year, but. Yeah, the Packers team, I don't think will ever play that bad again. I think is a wake up call for them. And I like the Packers in this spot. I mean, like you said, historically, he loves playing against Chicago. I love his rivalry with Big Cat from Barstool. I think he's gonna go out there and drop 30 fantasy points on Chicago just to spite Big Cat. I mean, there's a little bit of gamemanship there, but I think they legitimately don't like each other. So I'm gonna take Green Bay in this spot because I love Aaron Rodgers in this revenge game right here.
All right, Wyatt.
You gotta go with Green Bay.
So much. I almost put the video of Aaron Rodgers screaming, "I own you" in the face of Bears fans last year. I almost brought that in and played it tonight.
I would let you.
I would, 100%. That's all
right.
That
cool.
video's electric.
When next time they play, I'm playing that thing because that was. I might find a shirt. There's a shirt out there somewhere that it says "I own you" and it's a picture of Aaron Rodgers on top of a bear. I might try and find that shirt and buy it. No, the Packers get back on track. Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon is one of the best running back duos in the nation. MVP gets back on track, and we abuse Justin Fields. I take Packers to cover that too. Sunday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers does not play bad on Sunday Night Football.
In Lambeau.
Yeah,
in Lambeau.
Never good.
And I think in the last 25 times they've played, Chicago's only beaten Green Bay 3 or 4 times. Until Aaron Rodgers retires, this is his rivalry.
So after this year.
After next year.
This year. Wow.
After this year,
definitely retiring after this year.
He'll ride off into the sunset and win a Super Bowl this year. And then Lamar Jackson
receiving core.
And then Lamar Jackson hits free agency, and we immediately turn back around and just run the table again.
There's no chance.
15 in
There's
the
no shot. You have Jordan Love. You have Jordan Love, big guy.
I also want to point out that Justin Herbert had a 3rd and 1, could have ran the ball for the first down, 6-7 yards, and he's hurting so bad he threw the ball out of bounds when he had that open space. So the dude is playing probably injured right now.
He's hurt.
He's hurting.
It looks like he has a broken rib.
If he's playing up there with a broken rib, I gotta give a hat off to him because that's some tough as nails shit right there. What a catch, dude! Oh my goodness.
The last time I saw someone play on a broken rib, friggin' Justin Fields lit up Clemson en route to the national championship.
True, but didn't they get boat raced in that natty?
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Some Heisman winner named Devontae just kind of made him his son.
Yeah.
Where they put a white linebacker on him.
Dude, I still think about that video almost daily. That shit cracks me up. Just seeing that dude he's like running in mud trying to catch Devontae. And Devontae's out there just jogging on the field. He was the best player on every single field of every single game that year.
All right. So, I guess we'll talk about my team. The New Orleans Saints are taking on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Jameis Winston, future comeback player of the year, had a perfect fourth quarter against the Atlanta Falcons, a comeback from 16 down. Tom Brady led the Buccaneers to a kind of an underwhelming performance and victory over the Dallas Cowboys. This game is, I'll say what it is, man. The Saints own Tom Brady and the Bucs. In the last 4 regular season games, Tom Brady is 0-4. In the last 7 regular season meetings between the Bucs and the Saints are 7-0. Historically, they own the Tampa Bay Bucs. This defense has made Tom Brady fight, hang on for dear life. The offensive line for the Bucs is in shambles. They're probably going to be down, possibly at most even it could be 3 to 4 offensive linemen that they're down playing backups against this front seven in an opening day game at the Superdome. This defense has proven they can get after him, only rushing 4. I think Tom Brady is, after everything going on in the news and the media and the wife and everything that's kind of going on, I just feel like he's not really there. And I feel like this is a very dangerous Saints team. Like, that Saints team could have laid down and died and quit last week, but they came back and got a huge win. And I think they're going to ride that high. I have the Saints winning, and I have the Saints covering. I think if this isn't me being a homer, this is me like looking at the facts. Like, Tom Brady historically against the Saints the last 4 games, or has actually 5 games, has more turnovers than he does touchdowns against the Saints. He's been sacked 14 times in 5 games against the Saints. This is a team that I think is going to come off. They know how to play against them. This isn't new. They're division rivals. I think the Saints win this game, and I think they win by a touchdown.
Wow. I mean, I was going to actually take Tom Brady and Tampa in this spot. I really, truly thought that, it's just Tom Brady. How do you not go with them? I'm with you. I don't know. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. He will forever be the GOAT, but he hasn't necessarily just been unbelievable this year. I watched Jameis Winston come back from 16 points down to, I think me and you, Cruz, can both agree, a pretty half decent Atlanta defense. Other than the play calling in the fourth quarter of that game, our defense was actually playing pretty decent ball. Jameis, Michael Thomas, man, just played with his head on fire. So if he plays anything like he did in the fourth quarter, New Orleans is gonna run away with this game. It's in New Orleans, right?
Yes, it's opening day.
And what's the spread?
It's Tampa Bay 2.5.
I don't understand that spread. Give me New Orleans 2.5, and give me what's the over under? You know it?
44.5.
Yeah. What is it?
44.5.
Over. Give me Saints in the over.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Fun fact: the Saints have been underdogs in every matchup against Tampa Bay since Brady has gotten there.
Oh, yeah, you got to run with history then. If that's crazy. Give me New Orleans for sure.
Yeah. So I'm saying, New Orleans plus 2.5 and money line. I think Jameis Winston lights it up. I think he has a great day. Michael Thomas, it has some unfinished business with Carlton Davis, Marshawn Lattimore, and Mike Evans hate each other. That is not news to anybody. And Demario Davis has made Tom Brady's life a living hell the last couple of seasons. So I'm excited for that game. I think it's going to be electric. I can't wait to be there. I think it's going to be great. This game has a lot of hype around it as far as the quarterbacks go. Dolphins, Ravens, Tua versus Lamar. Both teams won last week. I wasn't really thrilled with both of their performances. The Ravens played the Jets. They took care of business. Tua beat probably the worst team in the NFL right now, the Patriots. God, get Mac Jones out of there.
Yeah.
It is bad. But with that being said, man, I really like the Ravens in this game. I like the Ravens as a team. I think they have the best. I think the Ravens are the best secondary in football with Marcus Williams, Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey, and Marcus Williams, and Kyle Hamilton, the rookie out of Notre Dame. I think they got just studs everywhere in that defensive backfield. They got Patrick Queen, a linebacker. I think it's just going to be a little too much for Tua. I wasn't exactly thrilled with the way Tua was playing. I didn't think he played excellent against a beaten up New England Patriots team. But yeah, give me Ravens minus 3.5 to cover, and I'm taking the Ravens money line.
Yeah, I'd like Tua. Actually, I'm gonna actually disagree with you on this one. I think Tua and the Dolphins are legit this year. It was week 1 last week. You're filling out the kinks. You got a lot of new weapons, a lot of new toys to play with. Tua does. Still building that connection with Jalen Waddle. Obviously, get Reek in the offseason. And this defense is underrated. It's been underrated the last couple seasons. They played well enough for the Dolphins to get in the playoffs, and it was just been up to the offense to get the job done. And they haven't really been able to in recent years, but I think this is a different time this year. I think Tua is really getting comfortable in that pocket. I think the offensive line's playing a little bit better. I mean, even over the course of week one, the offensive line played better quarter after quarter after quarter. I see that trend continuing as they kind of gel a little bit more. I do like the Ravens. I like Lamar Jackson. I'll eat my words. He can actually throw the ball downfield. Really, really impressed with his athleticism in week one. Ravens are a super, super good team, but give me I like Dolphins in this spot. But I think both of these teams make the playoffs. I think they're both really, really good.
All right, Wyatt, tiebreaker.
I think Tua played really well considering all the doubts around him in the offseason. Still trying to gel with Tyreek Hill, still trying to gel completely with Jalen Waddle and a new offensive line. I don't think the Ravens have quite the pass rush to put a ton of pressure on Tua. And Marcus Peters, I think, was just announced that he's out for the year.
Oh,
So
no.
their secondary is also really depleted, and you've got
What?
the two fastest wide receivers in the NFL. I think I'm taking the Dolphins here, and I'm going to take them to cover -3.5.
Okay.
I love Lamar. I respect Lamar. If you ask me to name a pass catcher of his besides Mark Andrews, then I'm in trouble.
Kenyon Drake, baby.
Yeah, he did just sign with Baltimore, didn't he? Yeah,
He did, but I think J.K. Dobbins is RB1, and he was back at practice this past couple of days. So
is Hollywood Brown on the Ravens still or no?
Cardinals.
he got traded for the
Cardinals.
Cardinals on the draft night.
Rashard Bateman is their wide receiver one.
Jesus.
The guy out of Minnesota, yeah.
I think Javon Holland and Xavier Howard have Lamar Jackson in a snuggie all night.
A snuggie.
A snuggie.
This man is going to be locked down.
Just a lock. Oh, man.
All right.
That's great.
So, our last game on the NFL Week 2 docket, Titans versus Bills. My Super Bowl pick, the Buffalo Bills, going up against Tennessee Titans, who lost to the New York Giants and Saquon Barkley last week. I mean, how can you not go Bills Mafia here, guys? I mean, this team looks amazing. They went into LA and just embarrassed the defending Super Bowl champs. Josh Allen, odds-on favorite to win MVP. I mean, I think this guy he's something special. He's going to make the Cleveland Browns regret the day that they didn't take him number one in the draft.
Yeah.
And the fact that the New York Jets could have had him, the Cleveland Browns could have had him, the Giants could have had him. Nope, he's a Buffalo Bill. Yeah, give me Bills Mafia all day. I believe I have it at. Let me see. I have the spread on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. If I can find it, it's at -10. Yeah. Ooh, actually, nope. Give me the Bills -10. Give it to me. I think Ryan Tannehill is as mid as it gets. I think this Buffalo Bills defense is good, and I think they will contain Derrick Henry. Yeah, you're any matchup with Ryan Tannehill versus Josh Allen, I'm taking Josh Allen all day.
-10 is a push. This game is going to end with a Bills 10-point win, 100%. What's the over/under on this game?
It is 48.
Under. Tennessee's going to do what they do best. Ryan Tannehill, I think, is an above-average quarterback, but this defense is a lock. I think they're going to really have to rely on the running game with Derrick Henry, and use Tannehill in like a play-action pass kind of area, which is what he succeeds at. So I like Tennessee actually +10 here. I think they keep it close, but I do see the Bills winning this game. That week one, it was just such like an eye-opening experience for everybody in the NFL, especially Bills fans, because the Buffalo Bills are the best team in the NFL. There's just no doubt about it right now.
Yes.
But I like Tennessee to keep it close in this spot. It's Tennessee at home, correct?
No, it's at Buffalo.
Ooh, you know what? Changing my pick. Give me Buffalo -10, but I still like the under.
Okay. That was good, Wyatt.
King Henry gets back on track in this game. You can't stop Derrick Henry multiple weeks in a row. They're really going to lean on him. I think Bobby Trees breaks a big play. Doesn't score on this big play, but breaks a big play on just a Bobo play action pass from Ryan Tannehill. But you said it, Cruz. Ryan Tannehill is as mid as it gets. Josh Allen is my pick for the MVP this year. I've taken the Bills to win, but I'm taking the Titans to +10 just because you can't stop Derrick Henry like that in back-to-back weeks. Now I may come on here Sunday night and eat my words, but we'll see what happens.
It was also the Giants that stopped him. Not.
I don't think
it
the
was
Giants'
just a
defense are that
punch in the
bad, though.
mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think their defense is that bad.
Okay. Well, with that being said, we've gone over a week 3 and a week 2, and it's time to give our DraftKings Sportsbook app locks of the week for the Aux Court podcast. Make sure you follow along. Do the can't lose parlay with us. Prove that you did it with us, and also win $100 on top of that. I was the only one who hit our lock of the week last week.
That was bad. That was tough.
That was rough.
We are going to do our lock of the week. So, boys, what is your pick, Nick?
Yeah, so I actually lost a bet with my girlfriend this week, so she has to make my bet. I don't know if she's actively rooting against me or if she was actually trying to pick a winner. She's going with Oklahoma minus 10.5 against Nebraska.
I like that.
I'm a huge interim coach guy. I love Mickey Joseph is his name. I'm pretty sure that's the interim head coach for Nebraska before they hire their next guy. He was a Nebraska quarterback like back in the 80s. And get this, he was never probably going to play in the NFL, but guess what team he was playing against when he had his career-ending injury?
The Saints?
No, Oklahoma Sooners. They injured his knee, blew out his knee, and so this is a revenge game for Coach Mickey. Man, they're going to get these players. I don't know if Nebraska has the talent to hang with them, but he's going to get them to play tight. And I honestly like this game to play to play close. I think Scott Frost had lost the locker room by the point where he got fired. I think his guys weren't fighting for him anymore. So I'm a huge interim coach guy. I'm going, I wish I personally would have rather gone Nebraska plus 10.5 in this spot. But unfortunately, my lock of the week has to be Oklahoma minus 10.5.
I thought you were going to make a bounty gauge joke, so that's why I went.
No. I should have, though. That'd have been funny. I didn't, though.
Wyatt, what is your lock of the week?
Lock of the week. This guy's completely lost the locker room, and they've got a team that's coming in that has been on fire. The quarterback's one of the best in the country. I'm taking Miami plus 5 at Texas A&M.
Oh,
you're saying Van Dyke is the best quarterback, and one of the best quarterbacks in the country?
Nick, he's going first round in the NFL draft.
No, I mean, that may be true, but we also saw some pretty bad quarterbacks go in the first round. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
He's top 10.
Jordan Love went in the first round. Come on.
I don't think he's that good. You've proven my point.
He's top 10.
No, I mean
Nick,
Van Dyke.
I can name.
He's a first round quarterback.
He's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL or in college football right now.
Okay, we
top
don't
10,
have time to go over that.
Top 10, absolutely.
Oh,
you realize
my God.
You've got to understand the scope of this sentence because there are 132 FBS teams.
Mm-hmm. I'd say he's top
one
15
of the top quarterbacks
for sure
in the country.
Yeah. Okay.
You're top 20, 15, 20.
Yeah, but you can't put ULM's quarterback on that list. Like you can't. Like that's not even the same.
Why not? He's FBS. He's an FBS quarterback.
I mean,
Nick,
fine. You can compare him. So, and by that definition, yeah, he's a top quarterback in the country.
He's a top 10 quarterback in college football.
Name 10 quarterbacks better than Tyler Van Dyke right now. Name 10.
Okay. Sure.
Take the
Bryce
easy
Young
first. Yep.
Yeah, Bryce Young. I say Stetson Bennett is better than him. AR-15 out of Florida is better than him. I would say Arkansas KJ Jefferson's better than him. Give me Wake Forest quarterback better than him. NC State quarterback better than him. CJ Stroud's better than him. Let me go. Caleb Williams out of USC is better than him. Yeah. I would go Texas quarterback that got Hurts better than him.
Yours not better than Van Dyke.
Did you see what he was doing to Alabama's defense?
I saw what Steve Sarkisian's offense was doing to Alabama's defense.
That's a deferring opinion then.
Yeah.
Okay, so, take yours off. Take yours off. That's fine. I would say I would take Will Levis over him, even though he hasn't had that great of a year so far. I still think he's a really, really good talent. Yeah. And don't
you dare fucking say Spencer's
Rattler.
I would take Spencer Rattler over
No,
him.
you wouldn't. That's
No,
bullshit.
absolutely
Would.
not.
That's
I
bullshit.
would. Talent alone. Talent. Fine. Okay. I won't take him. I'll take. Wouldn't take DJ.
Jordan Travis out of FSU.
Yeah, I'd probably take Jordan Travis over him. I think Jordan Travis is actually really underrated. I think he's a good quarterback.
All right, fair
He
enough.
is good.
All right. My lock of the week. I think this game is easy money. Friend of the show, Mel Tucker and the Michigan State Spartans are going to
Love this pick.
Washington.
Great pick.
Yeah, great pick.
They are a 3-point underdog to the Washington Huskies. I think Michigan State is the most underrated team in the country right now. They look fantastic. I think they might even be better than last year when they had Kenneth Walker. Give me Michigan State +3 against Washington. I think this is a slam dunk. Okay, so I have to share this with you guys. So I did a parlay for this week, a 12-leg parlay. I know I sound like an insane person.
This is great. This is every person's like first ever parlay they ever make ever. This is so great. I love this.
It can't lose, Nick.
It can't lose.
Literally can't lose. Are you ready? So all money lines, by the way. All money lines. UCLA over South Alabama.
Lock.
Yeah.
Oklahoma over Nebraska.
Could actually, it's not going to happen, but I could actually see that game being close and you'd be sweating it. But
Notre Dame over Cal.
yeah, bounce back game.
Yeah.
Huge game for them.
Florida State over Louisville.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes. Florida State's a good team this year.
Okay. Virginia over Old Dominion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida over USF, South Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Michigan State over Washington.
Yeah.
NC State over Texas Tech. That's the game I'm going to be sweating.
That's a little shot. I'll tell you that
That's
I love Michigan State in that spot, but to put it on a 12-leg parlay is bold. I will say that's bold to do that, sir.
Georgia over South Carolina.
Yeah, that's probably happening.
Yeah.
Ole Miss over Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech's not good.
Texas over Texas San Antonio.
Yeah, they're gonna beat the brakes off them.
And then
Wait, is Ewers back yet? Is he back?
But still, Bijan Robinson is the best.
Yeah, true.
Ewers, right. Hudson Card, and Bijan Robinson are all day to day.
Yeah. So and then Wake Forest over Liberty.
That's happening. Yeah. Is Liberty good this year? I haven't really watched any of their stuff.
Have you not seen Wake Forest with Sam Hartman?
No, Wake Forest is good. I mean, yeah, I don't like their defense really. Vanderbilt was able to actually score points on them.
So I put $100 down. If I win, I win almost $1,700.
Yeah. What's okay? Can you even bet Alabama money line? I haven't even looked at this.
I tried. It wouldn't let me.
I was about to say it's probably like minus 20,000 or something crazy.
So the two games, or actually there's 3 games I'm worried about. So I'm worried about Texas Tech at NC State. I'm worried about Florida State, Louisville, and I'm a little worried about Cal at Notre Dame because Notre Dame.
Do you think Notre Dame starts 0-3 though? There's no way.
If they do, oh man.
Do you think they start? I mean, they don't get rid of the guy, obviously mid-season, but they definitely aren't. That's not the long-term play for them at that point.
So I have a game tomorrow night. Florida State Louisville is tomorrow night. If Florida State loses
the first leg. Oh man.
And then so I have that, and then then I have a game. Let's see, Nebraska, Oklahoma is at 11. Georgia, South Carolina is at 11. Then I have South Alabama, UCLA, Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, Virginia, Old Dominion, Notre Dame, Cal, all at 1. And then the night games are Michigan State, Washington, NC State, Texas Tech, and Texas versus Texas San Antonio. At
least you'll have an opportunity to kind of hedge or like sell out if you need to. Because like after that, if you get clean through that 1 p.m. slate of games, like you might be able to cash that thing out for like $500-$600. No kidding,
dude. Why would I cash out at $500-$600 when I can win $1,000?
Because just think about the upset that would just rip your heart out. You could at least hedge against it.
So like I would be worried about the 2 games, the Michigan State game, which is the only game I have in plus odds. So, which is at Michigan State plus 130. So that would be the only one I'd be a little bit worried about. But I feel good about Michigan State. I think they're a very good team. But that's just this is the way it is, man. I'm hooked. I'm not addicted or anything.
Just a little crack addict. I see those needles in your arm.
Yes, I'm just like, I have to have one of these parlay hits because that way I can just retire from gambling. I can just retire and I'm done.
Yeah, if you hit one of these parlays, there's no way you're going to be done. You're going to be hooked, man. You're already hooked.
No, because if I'm done, then it's like, okay, like I've hit a 12-leg parlay. I'm done.
No, guys, I hit this 12-leg parlay last week and I made $1,000. I'm gonna do it again this week and make another $1,000.
Exactly. I'm actually not even that. I'm just gonna roll it right in there. Yeah, $1,000 on the parlay next time.
Exactly.
So, yeah. I love it. I'm gonna take some of those with you for sure. I think a lot of those games are really, really good picks. No kidding. I think the Michigan State pick is actually one of probably the pick of the year so far, because I think that actually is going to win outright. Michigan State probably has the opportunity to win that game by a lot. So
yeah,
we're a Mel Tucker Stan account podcast.
Love Mel Tucker,
by the way. And in my winnings that I'll get, I will go to Christopher Mobley, the best clothing
nice plug.
in the South, the best clothing in the South. Wyatt's wearing the hoodie. I'm wearing their joggers right now. You can't beat them. Get your collegiate apparel from the ACC, SEC, Big Ten, and even the Pac-12. Sometimes even the Big 12. We got Texas. Horns down, baby. You can go online at ChristopherMobley.com. Use promo code CRUISE for 15% off your order at checkout. It's a great, fantastic stuff. Go there on game days if you're in Tuscaloosa. They're opening a second location. So don't know where it is yet, but I'm excited to find out. I think I have an idea where it is. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think the Alabama just played a game there. So I'm feeling pretty good. But yeah, make sure you go to ChristopherMobley.com. Use promo code CRUISE, 15% off your order. Christopher Mobley, join the mob. And that is our show for the week, boys. What a show.
Right, no, it's a great show. Miss Bond, though. Miss Bond. I wish we could have him on.
Yeah, he's the boy. He's doing some stuff. But you can follow me on at The Real CruiseOx on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure that you follow me on all social platforms, along as Boot Crew Media and the Oxcord Podcast. We love them so much. How can people find you, Nick?
Yeah, just drop a follow at nperkins96 on Twitter. I don't really do that whole Instagram thing. I don't love myself as much as Cruz does. No, the Falcons have made me hate myself. No, I love you, man. I like it when you post shit. It makes me feel I'm living vicariously through you. I kind of like it. I don't know if you guys don't follow Cruz on Instagram. He's all the time like traveling to different schools and getting to go into like their stadiums and shit like that. It's a good time. So it's a good follow on Instagram. No kidding. So, but drop a follow at nperkins96 on Twitter. I just I'm apparently come yell at me about saying Justin Herbert is mid. I'm right, you're wrong. Sorry. Wyatt, let them know what you got.
Follow at the Oxcord Podcast on Twitter. Still better than Nick Perkins. The gap has shrunk.
The gap has shrunk, by the way. Yeah.
But we're back on top of it this week. Follow the Oxcord Podcast and Boot Crew Media on all platforms.
Boom. That's gonna do it. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week.